About myself personally, there's a lot of ways if you ultimately want to become an officer. There's a lot of ways you can do that. And there's a lot of great programs to be a commissioned officer like myself, or if you want to go fly helicopters to be a warrant officer, you can ultimately do that as well. There's some great things. So if that's something you want to do some research now. I would recommend you do research now before you get in, so then that way you kind of have a path. Like ultimately, this is what my goal should. I want my goal to be. I want to be a flight warrant officer. I want to go fly helicopters for the rest of my career, and then figure out kind of what you need to do to ultimately get to that. Okay. Your first, I guess your immediate goal should be get through basic training, but ultimately everyone should have a plan, like for the next 3 to 5 years, where they want to go. The next plan for the next 10 years. Because ultimately, if you just want to be an NCO, that's great. I commend you for that, because we need good non-commissioned officers in the Army. But if that's not ultimately what your goal is, figure out what you think you want to do, and start working towards that goal. And if it's meant to work out, if you're going to ultimately like it, then you continue down that path. I did ROTC coming to the Army, so I did 4 years at a senior ROTC program, and I went to a small engineering school, and I got commissioned that way. And I joined the Army. That was about 6 years ago. I've been doing that ever since. I got a mechanical engineering degree. A lot of officers have different types of degrees. So there's a lot of things you can do on the officer side, as well as the enlisted side. And ultimately, your goal should be to be the best at whatever you're doing. So if you're a 91 Bravo, be the best light wheeled vehicle mechanic you can be. Or if you're a 12 Whiskey, be the best carpenter that you can absolutely be. So in that way, you stand out above your peers. Because ultimately, you want to be the best that you can to support your mission and support your team. But a lot of times, you got to make sure you look out for yourself too. Okay, and especially if you have goals, you want to be an officer or a warrant, or be ultimately be a sergeant major. You're trying to be the best that you can be. All right, so always develop yourself physically and mentally, and you'll have a great Army career. All right. I don't really have anything else. You guys have any questions for me? All right, so get your referrals in. Make sure you put your name by those referrals, so that way if someone enlists, or if you put someone's name down and they say, they ultimately enlist, make sure that it ties back to you, so in that way you can leave here as an E3 in private first class, and that way you can get a lot more money while you do your training. Okay?
Hey, real quick, guys. It's a company commander, the captain, the first officer that you've really ever experienced. When you get to an organization, okay, that commander, this captain, is going to be your commanding officer. I'm sure some of you all have some questions about what it's like to be a commander, or what happens if you get in trouble, because he's ultimately the person that you're going to go talk to. The person that spreads the butter. Okay? Think about it. Any questions for our commander?